Hi, everyone. We have our third team highlight, and that is Iowa State coming in at number 8 on ESPN's Top 25 Way Too Early rankings. We have Audi Crooks and Addy Brown, and they are Iowa State's sophomore duo. Addy is a forward who had an amazing freshman year. Like, this list is about to be long, guys, so just sit tight. Addy was all Big 12 honorable mention, Big 12 all freshman team. She started all 33 games. She averaged 13 points, 5 assists, 8 rebounds, almost a double-double. So she was top 3 for freshmen in program history for points, assists, and rebounds. So basically an amazing year. And then we have her teammate, Audi Crooks. She was a freshman as well, and she stayed home in Iowa. And she is a center. She was preseason All Big 12 in 2024, AP All America honorable mention, Big 12 All Tournament team, first team All Big 12. She was Iowa State's first freshman to be an All-American. She was Iowa State's leading scorer. She averaged 19 points and had the best field goal percentage as a freshman. I remember the game. She scored 40 points. It was amazing. Against Maryland, and they came back. She was shooting in that game. She shot 18 for 20, which is like unheard of. So yeah, they had an amazing year. They both led Iowa State to be 4th in the Big 12. They finished in the second round. They were 21-12. So a big year for such a young team. How are you guys feeling? Like, how's the school year been?
Yeah, we're feeling pretty good. Just kind of getting started with official practice and stuff and school and having both those things going on at the same time. But like you said, last year we were kind of new to the scene, and this year we're bringing a little bit more experience and then a lot of new pieces as well.
Yeah, just get used to like our new pieces has been the biggest thing for us. But we've added like a lot of versatility and kind of key parts that I think we needed from that we didn't have last year. So it's exciting.
Perfect. Yeah. So you guys were both freshmen last year. What would you say was your biggest transition, and how do you feel it's kind of prepared you for this season, upcoming season?
Yeah. I would say, like, for me personally, I came from, like, a really, really small town, and not a lot of girls were tall or strong. So the physicality piece of the Division I level was my biggest adjustment so far. And like I said, having a year under my belt going into this year, I now know what to expect. So that's kind of how I transitioned.
For me, I feel like it was probably the pace of the game and like the speed that you got to kind of play at to even like get your shot off. I think the first couple games, I don't even think I got a 3-point shot up because I was too slow. Like my shot was slow. So for me, just like speeding my shot up and knowing where I'm going to get my shots at is kind of one thing that I had to figure out.
Yeah. You guys were playing together, were named top duos at some point during the season by ESPN. Talk about like how your chemistry is and kind of how you push each other and kind of how that relationship has been helpful.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of call each other the duo too. Like, so, I mean, we have a really good relationship on and off the court. We're super close, and just like the high-low presence, like on the floor. So I'm at the top of the key. She's inside working. She knows I'm looking for her all the time, and vice versa. So we just play off each other really well, and I feel like I do a decent job of reading the defense. And they got to pick: are they going to guard her? Or are they going to guard our knockdown shooters? So someone's going to be open.
Yeah, I would say the chemistry is real. Like, most of the time, I know what she's gonna do before she does it. She knows what I'm gonna do before I do it. So it's just kind of like a sync that we got going on over here that kind of helps us collaborate on the floor.
Yeah. That's great. Like, just have that. I know college is hard within itself. So coming in and having that opportunity to have someone as talented as each other and to kind of bounce off of each other, it's great. And you have 4 years to build that chemistry. So you guys are very lucky. So Addy, you recorded over 400 points, 250 rebounds, 150 assists in a single season. And it is only the 28th NCAA Division I women's basketball player since 1995 to have a season with those totals. So talk about what helped you through the season the most, like how you've grown maybe from last year to this year and like what you're looking forward to.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I didn't even really know like any of those numbers until the season ended, and like one of our media people made a graphic, and I was like, oh, like cool, like whatever. But I feel like I'm just in a good program that like utilizes my versatility. So like any given night, maybe I need to score the ball more, maybe I need to hit my teammates, or I need to go in and crash the boards. Like he does a really good job of just putting me where I'm going to thrive. So, like, I thank Coach Finn for that, and I definitely picked the right place. And just going into, like, this next season, I think we have so much more depth this year. So, like, knowing that I'm not going to quite play as much as I did last year probably because we didn't have the depth, but, like, knowing that I can go 110% when I'm in because I got that sub coming. Like, I think for me, that's going to just push me even more this year to leave it all out on the floor and just kind of capitalize on what I did last year.
Yeah. So Audie, I know you're a big last season in social media, and I remember personally watching the game where you scored 40. I was in there with my friend. I'm like, oh my, like they just need to get rid of the ball every single time. So just how dominant you were that game, and you guys both fighting back and against Maryland, that was like huge. So I know it kind of blew up in social media. Explain how you handled that as a freshman and like what made that so special, and like talk about how cool that was.
Yeah. Like I said, when like we're on the road and like we're playing games, we're kind of in our own little bubble, right? Like we're not worrying too much about what's going on Twitter or what people are saying online. But after that Maryland game, my phone was buzzing, boy. I mean, and somebody, hey, did you see this? Hey, did you see this tweet? Like, and you think about like legends that you watch, like Aaliyah Boston tweeted at me, and it's just like anything that I can do to bring attention to Iowa State and to women's basketball as a whole, especially with the movement going on, I'm just gonna. I'm appreciative to even be in that position, and I wouldn't be in that position without my teammates, so I've got to give them their props as well. But yeah, I just wasn't really expecting all that, so I didn't know how to handle it. I just kind of laughed it off and viewed it as something that was positive for our team and for women's basketball as a whole.
I mean, yeah, you said it perfectly. Like, just the movement of women's basketball is huge, and being able to, we're just playing a game at the end of the day, and it's just really cool to have the opportunity to, progress it. And for girls like underneath us, younger than us, I just know, me looking up, I would have never thought like NBA players or different people were tweeting and talking about the girls' game. So now we're like in the perfect time of women's basketball. So it's just really cool. So let's talk about a little bit more about the team and this upcoming year. You guys are ranked so high coming into the season. How has the pressure been, and how kind of have you guys handled that? Yeah.
Sure. I would say we're not really too worried about like the rankings and the numbers and stuff. Obviously, we do see it though. We're not, oblivious to that. And so I think last year it was kind of like, oh, they're not going to be very good. They have 5 freshmen. They're all new. They don't have anybody. Like they just kind of wrote us off a little bit. And I think March Madness, like you said, the media was kind of tuned in on us, so we woke some people up. So we're definitely aware that people are going to be watching, and we're aware of the talent that we have in our locker room. But the pressure is kind of just outside noise, and we kind of try to focus on just what's going on within our own group. So
yeah, I think we do a good job of just kind of tuning the outside out and just staying within our small circle and just coming to practice every day and working hard because we know the schedule we have is going to be really tough, especially non-conference. So every day we just have to come in and get better.
Yeah. What do you feel like this year Iowa State had to, or last year, looking back last year, what do you guys have to kind of improve on in order to make that great? I know you talked about adding a couple more people, adding depth. So talk a little bit about more how that's been and how excited you are going into this.
yeah, I just think this year is a little bit different because I feel like from beyond the arc, we're going to be a lot more consistent than we were last year. And also, we have some bigs inside. We're getting Elisa back, and we got a transfer in the middle. So I think just overall, like the percentage of shots that we're going to make, I think is going to be higher. And it's just like you said, like when you're able to trust the sub and you have depth, we're a lot more interchangeable. So the potential is kind of limitless, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think we have 12 girls that can actually really play, and that's different than it kind of was last year and previous years before. So, I mean, looking forward to having just the depth and that kind of thing. But also, I feel like Artie said, our three-point shooting is going to be more consistent this year. Like, we have so many good three-point shooters, and you got Addy in the paint, so it's like you kind of got to pick and choose. If you're going to send a double, you're leaving one of us open, and vice versa.
Right. And I know last year, like Addy yourself, of knocking those shots down, but are a really good distributor. Like, you knew when doubles were coming, being able to like distribute the ball. So I can't even imagine you guys having more shooters and having more inside presence. Looking like really good for you guys. So what to play for Iowa State? Make your fans talk about games, the atmosphere, things like that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty special. I mean, Hilton Magic is definitely real. I don't know if you've ever been able to play there before, but like, I mean, we average close to 10,000 fans. Going to be more this year. I've heard so many people saying, "We got our season tickets. We got our season tickets." So like, we're super excited. You know, every time we get to step on that floor, it's just we're grateful because we travel places and they don't even have 1,000 fans. So we're very blessed to be where we are around a culture that appreciates what we do. Not only just the men's side, but the women's side as well.
And I think one thing about, the state of Iowa is we don't have a lot of professional teams. So a lot of people really, really buy into the college culture, the college hoops, and especially women's basketball. Being a program coming off a pretty decent year last year, people are just excited to hop on the train, and they're going to show up at Hilton this year. So I'm excited.
Yes. Okay, a couple more questions. So what game are you looking for most this year?
There's so many of them.
I looked at you guys' schedule. I'm like, dang.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm excited for so many of them, but I think for me, like, Iowa is probably the one I'm looking forward to the most just because it's away, and we were able to get that dub last year. So, yeah, Iowa.
I second that.
Okay.
No further.
No further.
Yes. And then last question, like, what do you want Iowa State to be known by this year, or what is kind of your identity that you guys are striving for this year?
We kind of live by this motto. It's called the Iowa State Way. It's literally everywhere. We talk about it all the time. And the thing is, we want people to recognize, yes, we're great hoopers, but we're also great people. So it's just it's a character thing, to be honest, and we kind of live by that every day. Yes, we want to do damage on the court. We want to make a deep run in March, but we also, want people to see that this is a program built on class, built on good morals, and that we actually really do enjoy just being out there on the court and having fun with each other. So that's what I would say.
She said it best. No comments again.
Amazing. I didn't know that, but I can definitely tell just from talking to you guys. I've obviously heard through the basketball world and AAU and all that stuff about both of you. I know Emma, she talks about you guys' friends. You guys are just, from what I've seen, really great people. I'm really excited to watch you play.
Thank you.
I want everybody to tune in, follow both of them, and, just stay tuned to what Iowa State has. Thank you guys so much for joining.
Thank you. Yes, thank you for doing this.
All righty, see ya.
See ya.